Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's council meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. The Honorable Mayor Bobby Herndon will lead us in our invocation, and for my prayer, we'll go right into the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stand. Heavenly Father, thank you for blessing our city. Thank you for blessing our city with leaders who make good decisions. Thank you for our citizens. Please be with our police, our fire, keep them safe. Thank you for all of our city employees, our staff. Just thank you for the country that we live in. Thank you for the freedom, too, to assemble ourselves together and discuss the business of our city. Just thank you for loving us. These things we ask. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Collins, call the roll, please.
Councilman Acker?
Here.
Councilman Sullivan?
Here.
President Logan?
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Just as a point of reference for our agenda, the Honorable Councilwoman Hayes, she is not here tonight, as well as Councilman Harper, so I want to make that noted on the record. Item 5 is approval of the agenda. In our pre-meeting, it was asked by staff to delete a specific item in our consent agenda. Just for the audience's sake, that is item 8C5 of our consent agenda will be deleted from our total council agenda. So again, this is item 8C5 of the consent agenda will be deleted. So with that being said, I'll make a motion to approve the deletion of item 8C5 and approve our agenda. Again, with the deletion of item 8C5. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Collins.
Councilman Sullivan?
Yes.
I'm sorry, President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Acker?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Item 8A1 under new business is the first reading of an ordinance annexing approximately 30 acres located at the intersection of Highway 69 North and Mid-Layer Road. Again, this is out of Ms. Gay's office. This is just the first reading. Do you have a motion for that first reading?
I'll offer that as a motion for first reading.
That's a motion by Councilman Acker. Again, none is needed as far as action, but Councilman Acker has made a motion for first reading. Second item is a first reading again, ordinance rezoning those 30 acres located at the intersection of Highway 69 North and Mid-Layer Road from AG to C3. Again, it goes in from AG moving to commercial. Again, is there a motion for that first reading?
I'll also offer that, Mr. President.
Thank you. That's a first reading motion by Councilman Acker. Item 3 is a first reading of an ordinance rezoning approximately 0.7 acres located at the intersection of Flatwood Road and Booth Estates. We're going from RS20 to RS15. Again, do you have a motion for that first reading?
I'll also offer that, Mr. President.
Thank you. That is a first reading motion by Councilman Acker. Item 8B1 is a resolution declaring items surplus and authorizing the proper disposal. Again, this is out of Ms. Starnes' Office of Public Works. We have been working so hard, Ms. Starnes, we actually had to surplus a lot of our public works equipment, such as weed eaters and blowers, so they have reached their useful life, and we will surplus those to get some monies back for those. Is that correct? I'll make a motion to approve that list, declaring those certain items surplus and authorizing the proper disposal. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Collins.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Acker?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Item 2 is a resolution awarding a bid file 14-20 for our TAC armor equipment. This is Assistant Chief Burton. Chief Burton, again, in our pre-meeting, you basically said this is a budgeted item in our 2014 budget, and currently our TAC equipment is expired, so this is a safety issue. Is that correct? Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve that resolution awarding the bid file 14-20 to the lowest bidder and authorizing the City Administrator's Office to approve the PO requisition for said items. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Collins.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Acker?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Item 3 is a resolution establishing a fee for the vacation of the right-of-way of a portion of 12th Street. Again, this is out of Mr. Swan's office Mr. Swan, and you correct me if I'm wrong in the pre-meeting, this basically allows council to set up the value of the vacated right-of-way, meaning whatever the city may be out of in terms of incidental costs and some other soft costs regarding the vacation and everything that's involved with it.
Yes, sir, that is correct. This is a temporary resolution. That is, you will be establishing the fee for the vacation of right-of-way. Property owners will be notified, and then if they post the funds, that you're going to charge for vacating that right-of-way, we'll advertise in the paper for 4 consecutive weeks for a public hearing to be held at the council meeting.
Thank you. And I guess we've already got an established call, so I will go through, and I'd like to make a motion to approve that resolution establishing the fee for the right-of-way vacation of 12th Street at $950. And we're going to authorize our city engineer's office to move forward with scheduling public hearings and notifying the adjacent property owners and utility owners of the actions that the council will consider. So I'll make that to a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Collins.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Acker?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Item C on our consent agenda, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, we deleted item 5. So right now our consent agenda consists of minutes from the previous meeting, bill listings, PO requisitions for our water, wastewater, which is items 1 through 4. Items 6 through 7, of course, is security cameras for our police department as well, and our water supplies that we may need for various fire hydrants and all the accessories included. So item 1 through 4, and then items 6 through 7, with item 5 being deleted. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the deletion of item 5. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Collins.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Acker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9 is reports to special committees to council. We have none to report at this time. Item 10 is public hearings. We have none on the docket. Item 11, city administrative business.
Mr. President, reported.
Item 12, departmental business. I see we have none. Item 13 is public comment. We have one citizen signed to speak, Mr. Jody Johnson. If you'll come to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Yes, sir. My name is Jody Johnson. I live at 1534 Bellwood Lane, and I'm here to ask for help from the city council. We had a meeting with Ms. Haynes. She had her district, and it was explained of different areas in her district that needed help. And one of them was 31st Way and 32nd Avenue. They requested a tree be cut and debris moved from a ditch. We also in Bellwood did the same thing. I've had the mayor down there, I've had Charles down there, I've had Brooks down there. I've walked it with Judy Haynes, and there's no tree cut. There's no bush cut, there's nothing cut. Y'all have a ditch right here. You have a sewage line right here, and you have a forest in the middle. I kept it up, I keep it up to a certain point because I'm married. But the second thing is, y'all maintain this ditch from the time it was finished up until 10 years ago. And then for some reason, I don't know if it was the past mayor or what, decided that they didn't need it. But if you'd like, I have people standing by that will testify that work for the city that they were ordered or told to cut this as needed. Well, now's the time it's needed. There's mosquitoes down there. There's an overpopulation of critters like fox, possum, coon, all that. But the main thing is mosquitoes. And I can't get an answer except that it's not y'all's problem. Well, it's not my problem. Because if y'all tell me it's my ditch, I know what I'm going to do with it. So I'm asking for help. I mean, all it's going to take is a chainsaw and then they can get it out. They can cut it down. I even told them I'd spray to keep the debris down from coming back and everything. And I hadn't gotten an answer from anybody except Charles. So nobody will return the call for public work. I've called and called and called, and I'm not picking on her because she's a busy lady, but they're screening her calls or they're doing something, but she won't call me back. And you know, y'all done one heck of a job doing the main streets to Northport, going into Tuscaloosa each way. It's beautiful, but you bury off in the neighborhoods and it's terrible. You got people in violation of the grass, the weed law. You've got people that their fences are falling down and not supposed to open it. I mean, it's just numerous of things. And my suggestion is, if you're not going to do it, get it off the books so you don't have to fool with it. But I really would like somebody to give me an answer if you're going to cut that ditch or not, because it's not my sewage line and it ain't my ditch. I was on the council when the ditch was put in, and the people that live there were told the city would maintain. So, any questions about it, I'd be glad to answer.
I met with Jody out there, and then I met with some of our engineering staff out there. The ditch that's there, is the easement, I guess I asked Ron or engineering, the ditch that's there now, to find out how wide an easement that we do have on that. That'd be a start to see how far we are cutting or maintaining, or if we are supposed to cut everything within an easement. I'll get back with you next day or so.
Well, my point is that this tree over here's got the same thing. It's on the same ditch, but it was gotten cut. So y'all set a precedent. You cut that ditch regardless if it's a 5-foot easement or whatever it is. You took responsibility for that ditch. Now it's covered on down. It's covered on down until you get down into Bellwood, and it's still covered. And behind what used to be Paul Robinson's house. In fact, the sewage line, your people didn't even know where it was. Your supervisors didn't know where it was. But when the sewage would float out of the street and run down, they would ride it in front of Eamon Williamson's house and then go down to 13th Street and ride it again. There's a manhole between my house and the Black house. There's another one in the middle of that forest down there. And that one hadn't been touched but one time in the last 10 years, so I don't know if they just forgot it again or what, but it's not being taken care of. Because if it was, you could get down in there. I mean, I've seen them pull the truck with the rod and rod it from the upper side of the ditch down in there to clean it out when it was needed. But you couldn't get anything through there now. You barely can get through there yourself, and it's just trash streets. Thank y'all.
I'll get back with you next day or so.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Item 14, unless there's any other citizen, I don't have anybody else signed up, so we'll move on to item 14, which is mayor and council members' business. The Honorable Councilwoman Hayes, she is not here, of course. She did have something on her business, and we will, I guess, defer that to when she comes back to the next council meeting. So under my business, of course, just giving everybody a brief update. I know at Matthews Elementary, they're doing an activity building. Roughly building's up. They're still kind of finishing some stuff up, and the contractor's working very hard to kind of get that done. So that's going to be a good addition to that actually school facility. So that's under my business. District 3, Councilman Sullivan.
I have none tonight.
District 4, Councilman Acker.
I have none.
The Honorable Mayor Bobby Herndon.
Just a few things, Mr. President. Sunday, September 21st, at First Baptist Church of Tuscaloosa, they're going to be honoring first responders, police and fire, Northport, Tuscaloosa, all the police and first responders, firemen from our area. Anybody that can, they have 2 services on Sunday morning. If you can make either one of those services, I think it would be great. Also, October the 1st, I forget what day of the week October the 1st is on, but the honor flight, I think it would be the 5th honor flight, will be leaving the Tuscaloosa Airport, going to Washington, D.C. to carry veterans to visit the memorials up there. They usually leave around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Anybody that can come out and maybe see these veterans off. It's always a great trip for them, and you'll get a blessing out of it for being there. These men and women that have served our country, you know, it's a great trip for them, and it's always great to have a great send-off and a great reception when they come back. This past week on Wednesday, we had the State of the Community luncheon over in Tuscaloosa at the River Market. Judge McCullum, Mayor Maddox, and myself spoke and fielded some questions, and I was happy and honored always to be able to brag on the city of Northport. Our staff, our employees, the direction our city is headed in, our strong financial situation, and as I said many times, I'm honored to be the mayor of the city of Northport, but to be up there and be able to share the great things that are happening to us was awesome. I know things in other cities are not going near as well, but our city is on a good footing. We're heading in a great direction, thanks to our council, our city administrators, staff, and like I said, the employees. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other council member want to add anything?
Just one more thing, myself and President Logan were lucky enough to attend the State of the Community. I just want to tell Mayor Herndon did a great job representing Northport, and I'm proud of it. Thank you.
Scott,
Excuse me, Mr. Collins was there as well.
Mr. Collins, you were there too, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
You were there.
I was just the driver.
That is correct.
Then with that being said, item 15 is adjournment. I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. There's a second. Second by Councilman Sullivan. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned, ladies and gentlemen.